Today we're going to be breaking down the new season of The Dragon Prince. We've got plenty more Dragon Prince videos coming this month as well, including a live stream with the cast of the show on November 26th at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You won't want to miss us asking the cast your questions live on the channel, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. And real quick, let's talk about the sponsor of today's video, Entertainment Earth, who most of you know as the best place online to get merchandise from your favorite fandoms. They were nice enough to send Hailey some cool items from Avatar: The Last Airbender, including this awesome Appa figure that is actually fuzzy, and a cool Aang laptop bag, keychain and laptop not included. With the release of Season 4 of The Dragon Prince, they even have some cool new items for the show, including this Dragon Egg keychain, these playing card sleeves, or another keychain of Aaravos' little bug pal. From now until the end of the year, any in-stock purchases at the store will get 10% off when using our affiliate link, ee.toy/cartoonuniverse. And on top of that, orders $39 and up will also get free shipping. This is a great website to find holiday gifts for any friends who love cartoons as much as we do, as well as anime, video games, or any of the other many fandoms that find their way to the site. Make sure you use that affiliate link in the description or pinned comment down below to get that 10% discount, and we'll include direct links to some of the items featured in this video as well. Now, on to the video. Spoilers ahead for those who haven't seen the season. Season 3 ended with there being more or less peace in the realm as Zim was reunited with his dragon mother. Viren was seemingly stopped, and Ezran could rise to be king of Katalis. Several years have passed since then, with Ezran and Callum growing and developing, but Rayla vanishing. Each season of The Dragon Prince is made up of 9 episodes, each being divided into 3-episode stories. The first of these 3 cycles, as I will call them, focuses on episodes 1 through 3, reintroduces us to the characters in the present, and helps set up the journey for this season. Season 3 showed Viren being brought back to life by Claudia and their strange little Aaravos bug becoming a strange Aaravos cocoon. This hatched to not be Aaravos, but a strange creature that would guide Claudia to a being who has answers. This would help them find Aaravos, who would supposedly help keep Viren alive, as the current magic would only allow him to live for 30 days. Our castle kids, meanwhile, learn of Claudia's plan and set out on a journey to stop Aaravos from being unleashed. The whole season becomes a race towards this source of information, who we will later learn to be a dragon who hides a map to Aaravos' prison. The second cycle, episodes 4 through 6, focuses on the journey to there in a way that I wouldn't describe as filler, but as connective. Cycle 1 establishes the goal, and Cycle 2 is about all the fun things that they do along the way to that goal. Much of the places explored have little relevance to the real plot, but they aren't just used to expand on the world, but rather each new thing they face is a mirror for the characters to reflect on themselves through. The biggest examples of this are Claudia and Viren this season, who in many ways are the main characters, with our heroes always just one step behind them in one way or another. Viren is shocked that he died back in Season 3, and even with only 30 days left to live, he is trying to convince Claudia to abandon their plans for Aaravos and just enjoy what they have left together. Viren wasn't thrilled about Claudia's new romantic interest, an Earthblood elf named Terry, but across the season, he first learned to appreciate that Claudia loved him, and by the end of it, began to appreciate Terry himself on his own merits. Terry, straying from Viren's more conservative worldview, was something that made Viren appreciate him more in the end, as opposed to Viren appreciating Terry less despite those aspects of him. The more Viren thought over his wrongdoings, however, the more Claudia seemed to go dark. The dynamic had been inverted from the previous 3-season arc, where Viren was chasing power and Claudia was being dragged along. We don't know exactly what happened to Claudia in the years that Viren was dead, but the moment he died, Claudia's mind kind of became a blank slate of sorts. The only thing that mattered was trying to bring her father back to life, and for a few years, that became what her existence was. It didn't stop her from being human or falling in love, but her entire sense of morality was something she chose to forget. What mattered was getting her father back to life. This was considered a good thing, so anything standing in the way of that was now bad. As simple as that mindset is, Claudia, like Viren, is also under the influence of dark magic, and while trying to help her father, she used more and more of it. Dark magic in the show is a very corrupting power, one that operates almost like an addictive substance in some ways, as power in any form can be addicting. The final cycle, episodes 7 through 9, find the gang making it to an archdragon with a map to Aaravos hidden in his teeth. Claudia is able to get it with ease thanks to her sleeping spell, but what made this climax so interesting is how she had to barter with Rayla for a moment to get back Terry. Claudia finally reveals the full fate of Rayla's parents and Runan to her, that they are trapped in coins, and manages to get Terry back by seemingly throwing them into the lava. The bag Claudia threw was of course just full of stones, with the coins still being safe in her hands. Terry saw this as unnecessarily cruel, and it was the first moment in the season that Claudia stopped and realized just how dark she had really become. It wasn't simply that she had used this tactic to get Terry back, but it was clear that she had enjoyed doing it. Rayla is her enemy here, but she is aligned with people that she once considered herself close to, even her own brother. The fact that she is taking pleasure in this is a sign that she is taking pleasure in what it means to have power itself. Not to wield power against someone who needs to be stopped for good reasons. Dark magic is dark because it often comes with the sacrifice of another living being. A practitioner of magic will see this as a necessary evil in order to achieve a good goal, but after doing this multiple times, they get desensitized to it, and eventually will start to take pleasure in what they do, associating the power they flex over their sacrifice just as much as over the people they wield it against. Elemental magic is extremely limited. It creates such natural boundaries that it frustrates those who wield it even more than it seems to genuinely help them in the long run. Dark magic is the one tool that seems to be capable of just about anything, on the other hand, and not being bound by those limiting laws of elemental magics gives an extra sense of power that corrupts. As the saying goes, absolute power corrupts absolutely, and while elemental magic is power, it is not the absolute power that dark magic is because of its limitations. Between this elevated power and the continuous sacrifice, it is the kind of magic that naturally shapes those who wield it into a darker and darker being. The season ended with Viren seemingly as good as he had ever been, finally appreciating what he has and being concerned about what Claudia is doing. But at the last moment, he picks up his dark staff and gets a rush of evil through him. Like with a real-life addictive substance, separating himself from dark magic was helping his thoughts stay good, but just one touch of the familiar darkness brought him right back to the worst version of himself. And now, in Season 5, Dark Viren and his just-as-dark daughter will be on their way to Aaravos' prison to finally set him free. The creators of the Dragon Prince have said that Aaravos is meant to be a sort of Prometheus figure, a god who gave knowledge to humans in the form of fire, who was then punished along with the humans. The story is part of a larger tradition of myths about higher beings gifting humans with a symbolic knowledge that they are not ready for, such as the serpent from the Garden of Eden. While Prometheus seems to be the good guy in the human story, the serpent is often portrayed as a villain, setting humans up for failure with knowledge they weren't ready for. Claudia thinks highly of Aaravos because she thinks that Aaravos thinks highly of her and of humans, gifting them magic in an age where the magical beings thought humans were trash. What she doesn't consider, however, is that Aaravos may have gifted humans this magic because he knew it would not just screw the humans over in the end, but help him achieve his own goals. And even now, that is what he seems to be doing. The opening theme for the season, as well as promos, show Aaravos using Viren and even Callum like little chess pieces. Even if Aaravos has good plans for humans in the end, it doesn't mean that those plans are good for the humans now, or even just good for Viren and Callum and Claudia. They are just chess pieces to him, pieces that cannot see the ultimate goal, and are only being nudged in each direction by Aaravos, offering them whatever will convince them to move to the appropriate space. Even if his endgame is making humanity pure and noble, corrupting any humans that he has to in order to achieve this goal is something he doesn't even worry about. If humanity isn't just a tool at his disposal for some other goals, individual humans are in order to bring humanity to where he thinks they should be. But where exactly that is, we can't say yet. The return of Evil Viren makes me excited for Season 5, where I imagine his more humble side will still pop out and be trying to fight against the darkness that is consuming Viren again. While the last hiatus was long, the series had not yet been renewed for the additional 4 seasons, and Netflix gives their cartoons enough production time to generally release at least 2 volumes a year. With it already being November, I don't see us getting new episodes in 2022, but sometime in the first half of next year sounds about right. In the meantime, we have a lot more theory and breakdown videos for the Dragon Prince coming in the next few weeks, so hit that subscribe button so you don't miss them, and if you just can't wait for the next video to talk more about the Dragon Prince, consider joining our Cartoon Universe Discord. I'll put a link in the pinned comment down below. Just make sure you ask for the Netflix role when you get there so you get access to the Dragon Prince channel. See you guys there.